Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Persian ebook before it's gone.
سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned the numbers from 1 to 10. Have you forgotten? Here, I'll tell you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now, let's continue from 11. 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, and finally, we have beast. Beast. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. Notice that all these numbers, except 20, have dah in the end. These numbers may seem harder to remember, so you really just have to memorize them. Some of them look a lot like their base numbers, like 14 and 4, but others you will have to memorize. Luckily, you can get a hint from the similarities of their first letter to their base numbers, like ye in yek and yazdah, d in do and davazdah, s in sizdah and se, and so on. Let's not stop at 20. Counting to 100 is super easy. Now, I'll give you the tens. Si, si, chehel, chehel, panja, panja, shast, shast, haftad, haftad, hashtad, hashtad, navad, navad, sad, sad. Again, some of these look like their base number, like panja, haftad, or hashtad. But others you could memorize by the similarities of their first letters to their base numbers. The last thing to learn today is how to form compound numbers above 20. This is also super easy. Take the tens and add any number from 1 to 9. Then, just put the particle o between them. So, how would you say 56 in Persian? Let's take it step by step. 50 is panja, and then you add the particle o in the middle, before adding 6, shesh. Panjo shesh. It's done. Isn't that easy? Let's make some more numbers. 21, bistoyek, 32, siodo, 97, navadohaft, 101, sadoyek, 110. 110. 131. 131. Now it's time for Anita's advice. For numbers up to 100, you just need to memorize 1 through 19 and all the tens. If you remember them well, then you can easily make any number by adding an O between them. For beyond 100, it will be the same. You just need to memorize the hundreds. So when we made 131, we said 100, sad, the particle O, then 30, si, and another O, and finally 1, yek. So, what do you think 199 is in Persian? 100, sad, 90, navad, 9, no. So, 199. After only 2 lessons, you are now able to count to 199 in Persian. In the next lesson, we're going to put your number knowledge to use. Do you have all the skills you need to go shopping in Iran? If not, I'll be waiting for you in our next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. Khodafez!
Learning to carry a conversation is vital to mastery of any language. Even beginners can quickly learn conversational language well enough to carry on real conversations with native speakers. Of course, beginners won't be able to carry a conversation the same way they could in their native language. But just knowing a few tips, like which questions to ask to keep a conversation going, are all you need to speak and interact with real native speakers. Before we get to specific suggestions, let's first take a closer look at how having real conversations in your target language is so vital to your mastery of the language. Communicating with other people is the very point of language, and conversation comes easily in our native tongue. For beginners, or anyone learning a new language, conversations aren't easy at all, and even simple greetings can be intimidating and awkward. Nothing kills a conversation faster than long periods of awkward silence, so you need practice and specific strategies to avoid them. When you know what to say to keep a conversation going, communication becomes much easier, and you make a better impression on your listener. Nothing will help you learn to speak a language faster and truly master the language than having real conversations with native speakers. Conversations quickly expose you to slang, cultural expressions, and vocabulary that force you to absorb and assimilate information faster than any educational setting. And that's a great thing. But how can you possibly have real conversations with real people if you're just starting out? Here are 3 proven methods that even beginners can quickly use to learn conversational language to make a great impression and avoid awkward silences. First, ask questions to keep a conversation going. For beginners and even more advanced speakers, the key is to ask questions to keep a conversation going. Of course, they can't be just random questions, or else you may confuse the listener. But by memorizing a few key questions and the appropriate time to use them, you can easily carry a conversation with minimal vocabulary or experience. And remember, the more conversations you have, the quicker you will learn and master the language. Second, learn core vocabulary terms as quickly as possible. You don't need to memorize thousands of words to learn conversational language. In fact, with just a couple hundred words, you could have a very basic conversation. And by learning maybe 1,000 to 2,000 words, you could carry a conversation with a native speaker about current events, order in restaurants, and even get directions. To help you get started with this, check out our 2,000 common words, also known as our core list. These 2,000 words are all you need to learn to speak fluently and carry a conversation with a native speaker. Third, study video or audio lessons that you can play and replay again and again. If you want to know how to carry on a conversation, then you need exposure to native speakers, and the more, the better. Studying video or audio lessons is ideal because they provide contextualized learning in your native language, and you can play them again and again until you achieve mastery. Our instructors have created more than 2,500 video and audio lessons that you can play over and over. And the best part is, they don't just teach you vocabulary and grammar. They are designed to help you learn to speak and teach you practical everyday topics like shopping, ordering, and more. Although it may seem intimidating for a beginner, the truth is that it's very easy to learn conversational language. Just learn a few core vocabulary terms and which questions to ask to keep a conversation going. Our language learning program has the world's largest online collection of video and audio lessons by real instructors, plus tons of advanced tools to help you learn to speak and carry on a conversation quickly. Just a little practice and exposure to real conversations or lessons is all it really takes. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned how to count in Persian. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers, because they will come in handy today. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Iran, or any Persian-speaking country. Before we go, you need to know how to say, how much is it? If you want to know the exact translation, it would be چقدر است. چقدر است. But normally, in Iran, we use this instead. چند است. چند است. Are you ready to go shopping in Iran? Let's go. You see something you like and want to ask the shop clerk how much it costs. The first thing to say is ببخشید. Do you remember what that means? Excuse me. ببخشید. این چند است؟ ببخشید. این چند است. We need to ask this question while pointing at something, asking, how much is this? Or that. That's why we need to add either this or that before چند است. Since Persian is a gender-neutral language, you will only use this or that, as in English. It always agrees between genders. This, in, that, on. How much is this? In چند است. In چند است. How much is that? On چند است. On چند است. Now, if you want to put an object in here, remember that you always put an object or a noun after this and that. For example, if you want to ask for the price of a hat, کلاه, near you, it would be ببخشید, این کلاه چند است? Excuse me, how much is this hat? ببخشید, این کلاه چند است? And if it was a bit further, you would say ببخشید, آن کلاه چند است? Excuse me, how much is that hat? ببخشید, آن کلاه چند است? At this point, the shop clerk can answer by saying the price. The currency in Iran is toman. For example, in 100 toman است. This is 100 tomans. In 100 toman است. Or he will just simply answer 100 toman. Now it's time for Anita's advice. A quicker way to ask how much is چنده. So when you ask for a coffee or a قهوه at a cafe, you can ask یک قهوه لطفاً. چنده. One coffee please. How much is it? At this point, can you count tomans in Persian? We are going to learn how to do this and much more in the next lesson. I'll be waiting for you in our next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. Khodafez.
If you're tired of knowing and speaking the language at a basic level and want to express yourself fluently just like native speakers, then you'll need to learn grammar. The problem? It can be tricky to learn. But don't worry, in this guide you'll discover how to learn and master grammar with the Grammar Bank. 1. Where to get all of the grammar explanations you'll ever need. 2. The best way to learn grammar that's right for your level. And 3. How to expose yourself to real examples until the rules become natural to you with a study tool called the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But first, if you don't yet have access to our program, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. First, what is the Grammar Bank? The Grammar Bank is like a grammar dictionary, except online. It's a database of the must-know grammar rules and explanations that makes it easy to look up specific rules and learn them. Look for it in the top menu of our site. 2. How do you learn grammar with it? The best way to learn grammar is not to just study rules, but to learn in context and hear the grammar used in real life. And that's exactly how you learn with our lessons. You learn a quick conversation and hear how the grammar rules are used within that conversation. 3. What if you come across grammar that you're not familiar with? Or what if you want to review a specific rule without going back to redo a lesson? That's where the Grammar Bank comes in. You can look up grammar rules and get the explanations, examples, and links to lessons where we cover these rules. You can also sort grammar by learning level. So if you're an absolute beginner and want to make sure you know all of the absolute beginner grammar rules, you can do just that with the Grammar Bank. You can also sort the rules by spelling, category, and lesson series. And if you want to get used to the grammar patterns so that you can use them in conversation and become fluent, the best way is to expose yourself to examples as much as possible. Grammar is hard at first, but gets easy once you get used to it with enough exposure. Be sure to access the related lessons inside the Grammar Bank and listen to the native conversations that use the rule as much as possible. So, if you want to become fluent and speak perfectly, you'll need grammar. Take advantage of the Grammar Bank inside of our learning program. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up.
سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase ببخشید. آیا شما انگلیسی صحبت می کنید؟ Excuse me, do you speak English? We use the word ببخشید, which means excuse me in Persian. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to use ببخشید and other words when apologizing in Persian. ببخشید is used in situations like when we are ordering something in a restaurant or asking for something in a store, and so on. For example, ببخشید یه قهوه لطفاً. Excuse me, 1 coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. ببخشید تخت جمشید کجاست؟ Excuse me, where is Persepolis? Similar to English, there is no informal way to say excuse me in Persian. The meaning is already polite. Persian people just ask questions more directly when speaking to a friend. But to make it polite, you can add لطفاً, meaning please, to the start or end of a phrase when asking for something. لطفاً یک قهوه میدی? Can you give me a coffee please? We also use ببخشید in a sentence when apologizing. This can be used both formally and informally, but in a more casual situation, it can also be shortened to ببخش, as in مرا ببخش. Forgive me. مرا ببخش. Please note that the way we say this phrase is different than the way it's actually written. The proper way is من را ببخش. First we have the word man or me. Next we insert را, which is always used grammatically after the object of a verb. In this case, it was me. Finally, we have the command verb ببخش, meaning you forgive. من را ببخش. You forgive me. But you will always hear it as مرا ببخش. Now it's time for Anita's advice. In Persian, just like American English, we usually don't say excuse me when asking for something from a friend. But when we want to ask something or call upon a friend, like, hey, do you know? Or, look, what is? Persian people use bebin, which literally means look. It is very common in casual speech. ببین تخت جمشید کجاست؟ Hey, where is Persepolis? Can you count in Persian? In the next lesson, you will learn the numbers from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in the next Persian in 3 minutes lesson. Khadafez!
Want to master grammar so you can speak properly, express yourself better, and understand more? In this video, I'll show you how to master grammar with our lessons and learning program. Let's begin. Number 1. Listen to the lesson conversations and explanations. In every lesson, you learn a conversation. Then, our teachers break down every word and grammar rule. So you're actually learning grammar rules in the context of conversations, and you can easily see how they're used. Once you're done, review the conversation again and again to remember what you've learned. Number 2. Read the bonus explanations and tutorials. With the lesson notes, you get extra grammar explanations and examples that are not presented in the lesson. After you're done with the lesson, read the lesson notes for extra review. You can even save them as PDFs so that you can access them anytime. Number 3. Leave a comment on the lesson. Once you've learned a grammar point, be sure to use it. Leave a comment in the comments section. Write some example sentences for practice. Our teachers will review your comment and give you feedback. Number 4. Unlock even more grammar lessons. If you want to find all of the grammar lessons available, visit our lesson library. Under Category, choose Grammar. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons dedicated to helping you learn and master sentence patterns and grammar points. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
سلام به همگی. من آنیتا هستم. Hi everybody, I'm Anita. Welcome to PersianPod101.com's Persian in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Persian. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Persian, including ببخشید and لطفاً. In this lesson, we are going to learn numbers in Persian. Yes, numbers. أعداد. From 1 to 10. And you're going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 دقیقه. Are you ready? Let's start. یک یک دو دو سه سه چهار چهار پنج پنج شش شش هفت هفت هشت هشت نه نه ده ده Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. یک دو سه چهار پنج شش هفت هشت نه dah. Great job. What is before yek? Do you know? It's sefr. Sefr. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Persian. Let's try it together. We'll use the phrase shomareye man, which means my number is. You say the numbers after that, and then finish by saying ast. Shomareye man, ast. Shomareye man, sefr, no, yek, do, se, hasht, haft, chahar, panj, ast. Can you read it by yourself? شماره من صفر نه یک دو سه هشت هفت چهار پنج است. Perfect. Now it's time for Anita's advice. You can give your phone number like this, but be careful because it's more common to group the numbers in Persian. For example, this phone number would probably be read as 0-912 338 745. This makes them shorter to say and easier to remember. But how do you say numbers above 10? In the next lesson, we're going to learn just that. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson, from yek to dah. Khadafez.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Persian ebook before it's gone.